Staying in the Middle East, some lawmakers want Congress to sign off on any free plane Qatar might give to President Trump. The White House says it's not Trump's plane and that it's being donated to the U.S. Air Force. The Wall Street Journal says some GOP lawmakers have national security concerns over the $400 million gift. The president defends accepting the gift, saying it would save taxpayers money and reward Qatar for a job well done. He also says the current presidential planes are outdated and is frustrated by delays to a contract with Boeing for a new Air Force One. President Trump has indicated he would refurbish the aircraft and it would later be donated to his presidential library. We turn now to Richard Painter, a former White House ethics lawyer under President George W. Bush. Sir, thanks for being here. You have said this is something the framers would be worried about, the 747 plane going to President Trump. Explain.
Well, absolutely. The framers, of course, didn't know about airplanes, much less a 747 palace in the sky, as they say. But imagine if King George III had given a gift of a golden coach, similar to the coach that's still used by the King of England, to George Washington, and said, well, this is yours. You can use it as long as you're president. Then, oh, you'll just give it to your library named after you. That's the first thing that the founders would have said, that the president needs to ask for consent of Congress.
Let me ask you this, the Emoluments Clause, if I may, and we just have short time, so if I interrupt, I apologize ahead of time, but we're going to have to get through this. But the Emoluments Clause in the Constitution, tell the viewers at home what that focuses on.
The Emoluments Clause prohibits a person holding a position of trust with the United States government from accepting any present or office or emolument, that being a profit or advantage, from a foreign government without the consent of Congress. And this provision was put in the Constitution because the founders were very concerned that our government officials could be bribed with gifts from abroad. Benjamin Franklin was given a snuff box with diamonds encrusted on it by the King of France. He came back to the United States and he asked for permission from Congress to keep the gift, which was granted. But everyone understood that these types of gifts were unacceptable unless Congress consented because of the risk of corruption.
Okay, let me cut you off there. Let me play some sound bites here to listen to. I want you to listen to what Republican lawmakers are saying and get your reaction on the other side. Take a listen.
My understanding is it's not a personal gift to the president, it's a gift to the United States, and other nations give us gifts all the time. But I'm going to leave it to the administration. They know much more about the details of that, okay? it's not my lane.
I think I saw the president say that he accepted it on behalf of the U.S. government and specifically the Department of Defense. That's all that I think that they're capable of doing. If there's a subsequent discussion about it being in a library, I don't think there can be any commitment or understanding in advance other than that would be a preference.
I'm sure there'll be lawyers take a look at it, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, nothing illegal. If we have to vote on it, we'll vote on it. And then we'll see. But I think it's something that's new. It's a concept that, yeah, $400 million aircraft, that's an expensive gift. I get it. But also it's not on the taxpayers. Will it be something that's going to have nefarious software on it or something like that?
All right, Mr. Painter, reaction, you take your pick there.
Well, first, we already have a contract out there with Boeing to build a new Air Force One. So this isn't going to save the taxpayers any money whatsoever. This aircraft, if it's turned over to the Department of Defense, would have to be stripped down to make sure that there's nothing in that aircraft that could compromise the security of the President of the United States or his communication systems. So we'd have a stripped down 747 that would be the property of the U.S. Department of Defense. I don't know what this idea to end up in a library is. And I don't know why we would want to accept a gift for the Department of Defense of a 747 aircraft from Qatar. That's not what the president's talking about. Though.
15 seconds here we have. The president says he would not use the plane once he leaves office.
Well, this doesn't make any sense. It's going to take a long time to strip this airline down and find out whether there's anything in there that can interfere with the communication systems for the president or the security of the president of the United States. He's not going to be able to use it for a while anyway. It will cost taxpayers more money to accept this aircraft, and I don't know why he wants this other than he's enamored of this particular aircraft, the way it's configured, which is unusable as Air Force One.
Richard Painter, we thank you for your time and your point of view. Thank you very much.
Thank you.